Hey guys, today we'll walk you through how you can get access to AWS RDS, particularly Postgres with P0 security. So quickly we're going to go into AWS, confirm that we do have an RDS database. So we'll go to the RDS section, click on databases, confirm that it is actually Postgres. In this case, it's named Postgres DB2. So we have the endpoint, the port, all of the details. Next, we're going to go into our terminal. We will log in to our P0 CLI. And in my case, I have it backed up by Okta. So I'm going to put in my credentials, make sure I get access. Okay, once that is done, then I can actually execute the PSQL client command from the P0 CLI as well. So we copy the endpoint, the port, and the database name, and then in this particular case, I'm looking for a role which is going to give me access to just the customer table and viewer access at that. So the first time around, I ran into some complaints saying that there are unknown arguments like host, port, database name, and so on. What that really means is I have not set up my Postgres integration in my P0 security tenant. So I go to my tenant, I can go to integrations. You can see I've already set up my AWS integration. So I'm going to set up my Postgres integration now. And here I want to add a database and then give it some recognizable name for within the integration. Pick Amazon RDS. Then put in a bunch of details from my AWS account. So things like the account ID, the resource ID, and so on, as well as the initial database name. So once that is all set up, now my client is ready to be used. So I go back to my terminal, I execute the same command again, and then the approval comes through in Slack. So I can now grant approval for say 5 minutes, and then it'll take a little bit of time to give me access into the database. So if I go into the Slack bot and take a look at the messages, I can confirm that the access was approved and it has now been granted. So I go back to my terminal. I'm already in Postgres CLI. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that I am the correct user. So in my case, my email is actually being used to recognize me. And then the other thing we want to do is take a look at all of the tables that are in the database. So remember, we only got viewer access into customer. So I can try and access another table, and I can confirm that I do not have access to that table. And finally, I want to make sure that I can actually access the customer table. Perfect. So that's exactly what I needed. And this was all the process through requesting access and executing it from the CLI. I can actually follow the same workflow from completely within Slack as well. So with the Slack bot, I can request access. In my case, the resource is Postgres. And the access type that I want is a role. We've already picked the instance. The role name in our case is going to be based on starting from the table. So in our case, we want it again for the customer table. And then we can request whatever time we want for the approval. And the same exact process follows. Once this is approved, then access is granted. Now I have the ability to go interact with the Postgres database. Okay, so in either case, whether you go through the Slack bot or the CLI, you should be able to go get access.